Generic greetings and welcome back to RimWorld. In the previous episode, we were on the receiving end of an assault. Not a mass assault, and certainly not an effective one, because it was only one person of advanced age with a club. So, didn't entirely go their way, or maybe they planned it like that, who knows. Either way, we, advanced on, and there was progress made. In this episode, we want to get a couple of things done. We want to get some more growing areas implemented, and we also want to get a cold storage done as well for the food and all of the raw ingredients. You can currently see that Rodriguez and Lan are in bed because they are healing up, although to be fair, most of it is just cracks and bruises, so they should be up and about very, very shortly. Let's go over to here. And as people have rightly pointed out, this is a rich soil, so you can see in the bottom left there, fertility 140%. So, yeah, stuff goes a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do is plant some more crops around here. So let's just go over to zone and then to growing zone. Now, this having growing areas around here will be quite good as well, because it means that we will clear all of these trees, so it's less for people to assault through. Now, you can see it's a bit patchy, so we probably can, if we wanted to, follow the same contours, and I think we'll probably not bother. We'll probably just plant it in a big block. That's probably the best thing to do, like that, and then we'll put one right next to it like that. And then there's still a bit up here, but we can change it if we want to. Although, to be fair, that's going to make one big block. Now, do we want it one big block? There's no reason why we couldn't. I was going to change this over to some corn, because corn does take a little while to grow, I believe. It is, where is it? Growing time is 11.3 days. That's what it says at the moment, but I wonder what it actually is when it's on this fertile ground. I'm not really too sure. But anyway, that's going to be placed there, and then, as I said, this bit here we can change to like heel root or something if we need to. We do have strawberries, potatoes, and rice there, but I don't think anybody is currently able to plant heel root. Oh no, we do have, leading the teacher is someone that could probably plant that. Let me go over and change that to heel root then. It will have to be a little bit of a interesting shape in order to get all of this fit in, but I mean that should be about right. We can change that to heel root. Oh, minimum skill 8, right? Okay, so we can't have that. Okay, no problem. So we'll put it up to max speed there, and we'll also hunt that boom rat, because they are well, a bit annoying. That boomer up there is a bit problematic, and there's the boom rat dealt with, and it's going to set fire to all of this, which isn't a terrible problem because it's going to clear out all these trees and such, but I'd rather put the fire out than leave it. Looks like Diver is trying to take care of business, but it is spreading faster than they can put it out. Oh yeah, there we go. It is it's starting to spread a little bit, that, isn't it? Okay, maybe if we pray to the god of rain, that might help out. No, that's not that. No, that's not working out. Okay, can we put the fire out closer towards the base? You're getting surrounded, Lan. You might want to not be around there. So there we go. That's clearing the area quite nicely, and I'm assuming it's still fertile ground. It is. It's still rich soil. So this is somewhat advantageous. It's clearing all of the land, which we'd have to do anyway. It's just it's also going a little bit towards the base, and I'm not too keen on that. That says consume boomerlope, and I really don't want to consume it. I want to get that butchered and get the stuff stored. You can see it says not refrigerated, but it does last. See, look, that's only 41 or 20 hours. That's not good at all. So do I get a temporary cold storage up sooner rather than later, and do we put it at the front here? I think that might be what we do. Let me just reconstruct that. We'll reinstall that there, and then what we'll do is we'll have a cold storage right at the front instead of being round the back. I think that was the original idea, but quite frankly we're sort of running out of, I wouldn't say time, but we're certainly running out of resources when it comes to the food and such, because it's just going to keep spoiling. And yeah, that's definitely burning. And they've spent most of their time trying to put this fire out. See, it will eventually burn itself out. We're coming to a bit of a gap here, so it'll probably be okay. There's nowhere else for it to spread, because it does spread adjacent, so a lot of this will be stopped. Down here, I'm not too fussed about. You can see we now get loads of burnt trees there. Shame we haven't harvested all those trees, but hey-ho. And one boomlope caused the entire problem. There you go. We can see we're butchering the boomlope there and consuming that there. So we don't have yet any other. We don't have any meals, and there's a major break risk. I'm guessing because of or malnourished. Apparently, is there no food at all? I don't think there is any food at all. Looks like they're consuming. Well, the dog is consuming just some raw meat. I think the problem is that we don't have any other resources to make the meal, because you do need two-part resources. So you need like I think you can't just have it like a meat dish. It has to be a bit of both. I'm gonna focus these guys on just just get the berries, please. We the fire is sort of going up north. That's a bit of a problem. Looks like Diver's just had enough and gone to sleep. Looks like that is now sorted there, and there's the rain, which will stop that as well. Excellent. Okay, so you can stop doing that, land. We don't really care. We literally could care. We couldn't care much less, but now that it's raining there. So we just say we have low food, yes, but they are now cooking meals. Are they using meat, just meat dishes? No, they are just cooking full meat dishes. Alright, okay, that's fair enough. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our zones and to a stockpile. We'll create a stockpile there. What we're going to do is change it to a important priority. We'll say probably allow clear all. We don't want to allow rotten in there. We want to allow fresh. We want to put all foods in there. And we want to put also, is raw resources in there? Plant matter? We can put plant matter in there. We don't want anything else. Plant matter is hops, cycled leaves, and smoky leaves. Yeah, we can probably store that. We probably don't need to freeze it, actually, but I think we might do, especially the hops as well. In terms of manufactured, it won't be in there. Raw food, you can say meat, vegetable, and animal products. Yeah, that's all fine. Meals are all in there as well. And that's fine. That's fine then. Okay. So there we are. Hopefully that's where stuff will be stored, and it should be moved as a priority now, because this stuff is now set to a higher priority. What we also need to do is to go over to temperature. I'm going to say cooler, and we're going to place a cooler, so we will chill this area down. So we'll place a cooler. I'll place 2 of them down for now. I don't know if we'll need to at the moment. It's only 29 degrees, so but it's best that we place both in. Then obviously we'll run some power conduit up to about there, and that should connect them all up. So we now have some meals. A lot of this stuff will be, you can see it's going to spoil very, very quickly. So I think they're actually prioritizing using the stuff that's going to spoil quickly as well, which is good. So there's that sorted, or at least ordered. You can see that meal is now getting stored there. It spoils in 4 days, so that's not too much of a problem. We got some meals there as well. So overall, we've got now some meals, which is more of an advantage. We've still got this growing zone ordered, growing season here now. So once these are up and running, hopefully we'll go ahead and crack on with that. Looks like the dog was having a bit of brekkie there. And you can see the her lot in life is currently going from there, in here, and then back round, and basically rinse, repeat. What we want to do is we want to reinstall this butcher's table, and we want to put it in the corner there, because having it in here makes it dirty, and then you can basically get food poisoning and such, which is not so good. We want to reduce this temperature down to, I generally put it on -5 degrees, but I don't know if that's strictly necessary. We don't have any power at the moment, which is a problem. We do want to get a research table up sooner rather than later and get some batteries, but I think research is a lower priority than being able to, well, eat. So yeah, you can see that's now off. Oh, and our first harvest of the rice plants on the way. The reason we've got rice there is because rice grows very, very, very quickly. You can see it's growing time 3 days, whereas corn is obviously quite a long time. And I think potatoes intermediary. 5.8 days, and then the strawberry plants are 4.8. So there you go. But with the fertile ground, hopefully if that gets planted sooner rather than later, we'll be alright there. So what I'm going to do is going to order some. They are powered up, you can see there, but they're just not they're not generating because we haven't got any electricity. I'm going to go over to production, and I want to get ourselves, where is it, a simple research bench, which we'll put in, well, it doesn't really matter, but this is going to be our production area, so there is fine. And that'll allow us to start some research, and the research straight away is going to be batteries. Batteries are a priority, and there we go, that's now up and running. So it says need research project. Well, I have just selected that, but I'm guessing I couldn't. Oh, I didn't click that one. That's fine. So that's now up and running. We have meat that's gone in here. We don't have any meat in here. You can see we've got some. There you go, meat frozen. It will not spoil. Excellent. So this is now -5 degrees. You can see on the right-hand side there. And we also have this butcher table, which, because we reinstalled it, the bill's still there. So that's excellent. And that is, whoa, that's spinning around like a good one, that one, that's perfect. So we can now do research, we can now cook, and this stuff is frozen now. Obviously, because we don't have any batteries, that will cause us some problems at some point, because once this slows down, and it will, it's generated, wow, look at that, it's got a good grid excess there. Power output, it's 3,450 watts. Very nice indeed, all clean. Yes, the problem with that is that when it does stop eventually, when the wind dies down, it means that basically this stuff will start to thaw out and then start to spoil again. But for the time being, it will be fine. So you can see we are planting corn on the right-hand side. That's our long-term crop. I'm going to let them crack on with that. You can see we've still got orders for like cut the poplar trees and things like that. They're not all fully grown. Actually, I think they were, but they've probably just, yeah, they've been damaged because of the fire. That's not too much of a problem. We could try and tame some of these creatures. We've got a raccoon over there, and we've got a turkey over there. And, oh, there you go, that's now no longer frozen, so the temperature will slowly go up. You can it still is 11 degrees, and it's 30 outside, so it does take time for that temperature to settle. But there we are. And how long is it going to take for them meals to spoil? 3.7 days, that's 21 hours for the boomlope meat. But again, once that starts spinning, hopefully it'll be alright. So, a lot better situation than we were previously. You can see this corn has now been, well, ordered to plant. We do have, sadly, those over there. That's a dead animal. I mean, some sort of animal. It's human, but that's a dead person. And I was going to say an animal can come along and eat it. And I was looking for things like that, and there we go, lynx. I think lynx will take corpses and drag them away. Okay, and there's another boomlope. I really don't want to hunt boomalopes, but yeah, they're quite docile. They don't go after you, really. I think it's 2% chance when you shoot them, so do I want to hunt that? We are very close. Meat is pretty low. No, I think we don't really want to order any more boomlope shooting just yet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to zones, I'm going to deconstruct. Oh, you can't. I'm going to shrink zones. I'm going to shrink the zones here a little bit, just because there's not much fertile ground around there, so I just want to prioritise around this bit here. I mean, there's still bits up there as well, so what will happen is there'll be corn stalks that are not grown, but hey-ho. But hopefully with all of that and these, that should be more than enough food, certainly for 3 people. The problem with the rice is that although it grows quite quickly, I don't think it's fantastically... No, it's got good lifespan, actually. Nutrition is 0.02, whereas things like the strawberries, 0.17... Tatties 0.14 and corn should be really good. It's 0.02. Oh, okay, fair enough. But the thing with the corn is you get a lot of stuff off it. So having the corn around here should be quite good. And that's our long-term winter crop, basically. So, who is on research? Apparently it's Diver. We can see by the fact that they've just gone over there and started to research on our very, very basic wooden research bench. So other things we can make, we've got things like the electric tailor's bench, got a hand tailor bench, got other things like that, and stone cutters. I think for the time being, however, what I need to do is get some other buildings in and around here. I think we need a couple more bedrooms because we're probably due, I wouldn't say another event, but I think we will get an event shortly. It feels about the right time. I think what will probably happen is someone will turn up, and I think it's important that we are ready for that. I'm going to place some of these as well. There we go, and obviously we need some light. So they'll crack on with that. We will need some wood, and we got plenty of wood around here. Let's see, chop all that. I'm going to cancel this one because it doesn't seem like they're going to do it. There we go. And chop wood. Oh no, looks like they can chop that. That's fine. So what they'll probably do, because they are... there's a problem. Because they haven't got the resources for these, they can't finish it off. And because Diver's priorities set differently, they're not going to do that, are they? No, they're not on plant cutting. Yeah, fair enough. Not that it matters too much. You can see Rodriguez out at night, because I believe they do have... No. they don't like it. I thought it was because they like it in the dark, but apparently not. Anyway, so our current objective is shown on the right. It says need batteries, or rather, that's our helping hand. We do have things like compacted machinery around here. We have some steel over here. Don't you just love errors where Microsoft says the password's incorrect, even though you know for a fact that you've just put it incorrectly because the emails have just turned up and then it minimizes your game? I don't. So, we have the research going on over here. We've got, how much are we on there? We're on about a fifth total, maybe a sixth actually, of research. Once we get batteries though, that'll be very advantageous because it means we can store a lot of this excess power. At the moment, it's basically on, off, on, off, on, off, and whatever the whims of the god of, or gods maybe, of wind are. That's Lan, the teacher who is meditating, and that's fine, but we do really need some harvesting here. Although, see that? We've got all the strawberries getting harvested as well. I might instead prioritise those cutting trees, because at the moment, you can see we currently need to build these. I'm going to just, again, prioritise cutting these poplar trees, and they will go ahead and then construct, and I'm just going to keep doing that. I know there's been a lot of requests to change the priorities to the manual ones, where you can change it to the numbers. I get away at the moment with this higher or lower priority. Maybe later on, that's something we'll go ahead and do, but for the time being, I think we're okay. You can see that is almost fully planted now, and then we should just leave it. They should just leave that and whatnot. I am overcropping that, you may notice, and there is a reason for it, and that's because I want to eventually start to sell things to people. I think that's would be advantageous. We haven't had a full-on trader yet. We've had random people turn up, and there's a lynx back there. That is a problem. Have they eaten the corpse? Well, unless they've literally ate the flesh off the bones, then I don't think so. Missing body parts, 9.4%. Left middle toes destroyed fresh. And left arm cut off fresh. Oh, no, that's Rodriguez did it. Okay, fair enough. This lynx, what we're going to do about it? Nothing, because it's gone off. It's probably going to hunt this rabbit or raccoon. Yep, that's a raccoon that's been... I think it's going to get eaten in a moment. We have another raid, and as you can see, it's someone with a... I was going to say, it's someone with a... Have they got Bambi with them? No, they've got... there's a door there. So this is Tony, a surgeon, and they are going to be hanging around until they try and make their assault. I'm going to leave it for just a moment until they begin it, and then I will order people over, although I think perhaps bringing them over now would be of an advantage. So we're going to hang them around there. Because last time what happened is, last time they ended up, we were moving with a couple of the range people before they could really get in. You can see now we've got a lot of shots going out there, because now we basically have double the amount of shots, because last time they weren't in. They are taking a very interesting route. Let's melee attack them and take them out, and then there's their club sorted. We could, if we wanted to, have captured them, but quite frankly, wooden foot, loads of gunshots, it's not working out for them. So, there we go, and we'll say, ooh, consume, Tony? No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's take them over there. We can get an electric crematorium at some point, and that is useful for getting rid of stuff you don't need or want, like dead bodies lying in the fields. So let's prioritise cutting that tree once more and get these up and running. We also need to put the flooring in as well, so let us do just that. So in terms of floors, we'll go for a wooden floor, and then we'll just order that. I do want to eventually start some... stone cutting, so we can get some proper stone flooring for the outside. You see, I think you can still use wood, but it just doesn't sit right with me. Although many things have been made out of wood outside and like don't fall apart, like houses, big trestles for railway bridges, and actually a road. I believe there was a road that was made out of it. A mad hare. The hare has gone mad. Okay. Well, I guess this will be going in a pie shortly. And There we go. We could rescue the hare. Ooh, the squeaking noise. Left kidney destroyed. I don't think they're long for this place. There we go. And they were just eating a meal as well. We still haven't got the area for them to sit down and eat it, so let's sort that out as well. So furniture, and we want to have... Oh, do you want to place a dresser in here? We don't need to. We need to have an end table would be nice as well. Let's not get distracted. Let's just place one of these tables in. Do you want a really big table? A really big table would be nice, but I think we'll end up changing it at some point anyway. So we're going to just put one of those in, and then dining room chair, one there, one there, one there, one there. So that's fine. Again, don't have the wooden resources, but we do have the trees ready to cut, which will obviously prioritise people on. Immediately that hair's getting taken in there to cut. Because this being dark, it might be a bit of a problem. What I'll do is I'll put a standing lamp in there, and that's going to serve as two things actually. Let me tell those two. I wonder if we can cut some of these trees around here. Chop wood and land. Prioritise cutting that tree, please. There we go. Manual. I know they want to go to bed, but that's not happening. You must lumberyard. There we go. Yes, this light will serve as... It's got a dual purpose. A, it provides light, which is illuminating. Oh, sorry, that was terrible. And also, we know when that's lit up, this place is freezing. There's some boomlord meat that's rotted in storage. It's because, obviously, this light... We know that when that light's on, it means that this is freezing because this is generating power, which it is just starting to do as that spins up. I think that the wind is global, if that makes sense. So as in, the wind that you get from here is the same you get over here. But I don't know. I know that things like trees and stuff can block the flow and drastically reduce things, but I'm not entirely sure. They're now getting all of the taties, which is pretty good. You can see we've got a lot of these berries as well. We might go ahead and... Do we really want to stop the rice plant? How is the corn going? Corn's the 30% grown, and minor break risk from Rodriguez there, but it just stopped. We want to probably get Diver to focus... Oh, why can't you focus on research? Ah, because it's a long-term task. Okay. So if they've got priorities here, they'll move on. A lot of these we did set, so they... they're gonna... What they're gonna do? Well, they're just gonna put taties together. They're gonna stack them up. Yeah, the growing areas here, I think we might remove some of them. I'm not entirely sure. You can see that light is now on, which is good. We've got no meat in here, which is fine. I don't really care too much. Most of this stuff is now in. There's only really the table that there isn't, and we've got these daylilies getting planted as well, because it just makes it a nicer place. So Lan is harvesting over there. We're going to order those to cut the trees. Once again, we need to get rid of that. In fact, what I might do, quite frankly, is just cancel the orders on that. There's no need to harvest all of that steel because we have 340 of it. Yeah. So we got more than enough steel to build the very short amount of cable and other things that we want. So that's that all right there. That's going to get built hopefully shortly. This is still freezing. Actually, no, it might not be. No, they're powered off, but the light is on because the light only takes 30 watts, whereas these take 200 watts. Yeah, that's a problem. You can see these will spoil in, as I say, 1.5 years. Yeah, that's because it was just starting to freeze there. Looks like we're going to get another, or get a chair rather, which apparently takes quite a while to build. And don't botch it, don't botch it, don't botch it. It didn't botch. Excellent. Right. Do I want to electrify these rooms? I actually wanted to widen the rooms, really. I wanted them an extra space down, which is very easy to do, to be fair. So we might do that once we change it over. But we'll have to see how that one goes. We haven't really had another great look at the world to see if we want to send some out and trade. I really don't think I do. We've still got lots of people around here. They're all neutral factions, you see, so they can happily turn up. So I don't think with the 3 people we've got, I don't think it would be advantageous to head off. Let's go for flooring. Place a wooden floor in and around here. Just because cooking on the, like storing this stuff on the dirt is, I don't know if it gives you any advantage or disadvantage, but I definitely want to get rid of that. Let's focus on cutting these trees. Again, just a bit of a manual order. And as soon as the wood, you can see they are stacking it. That's because they now have the resources to build things, which means they then want to go and do that because of the priorities. But now looks like we have a nice set of tables and chairs. Handcrafted as well, artisan. They're actually sitting down and relaxing, so this is good. We do want to plant some hops and get brewing on the go. The problem is, how much would that take? Hops is minimum skill of 3 for a hop plant, so that is possible. The problem we might get though is overextending ourselves. Currently we have 3 growing areas here and this on the right. We do have decent medicine. Yeah. That says not refrigerated, spoils in 2.3 years. What I might do then is change. Does medicine spoil? It doesn't spoil. So what I'm going to do is go for storage, and we want to allow for manufactured goods and drugs, and we'll store the beer that way. Although actually no, not drugs, because none of that is in there. What would it be then? What would it be under? Herbal medicine. I thought it would have just been raw resources. No, surely it'll be under manufactured, perhaps? No, it's not in there. It'll be under medicine, of course. Glitter World, herbal, and medicine. Herbal medicine. There we go. Because the Glitter World and the normal medicine don't go off. So it's best that we move that over to storage. Excellent. You can see they're now prioritizing cutting down these trees. That's going to get shifted over. You can see they're putting all the flooring in as well. That's great. So, it looks like we're back on track. Bit of a bumpy ride in places, but... Oh, lights flickering. We have decent crops, and I think I might get rid of that rice plant. Because for 3 people, look at all that. We just don't need it. We just don't need to do that. I might delete that zone and get rid. Especially when we've got all of this as well. 32% grown, and wonder how long it's going to take. And a friendly AI from your past named Charlton Whitestone sent you a message. Reveals that he has a starship hidden on the planet. It sends you its world coordinates. The starship's currently in deep hibernation mode. You'll need to start it up when you arrive, defend it from raiders trying to steal it until the startup sequence completes, which I believe is 15 days. If you can get the ship off the ground, it'll take you off this RimWorld and to the stars. Jump to location. It is in the frozen hellhole of Hoth, so we would have to travel from here, our current location, probably up through here, through the mountains, up past, well, it's all temperate forest and such, but then it gets a little bit more mountainous, certainly a little bit more treacherous. Actually, what we'd probably do is go to here and then follow this road and follow the road all the way up till about here, skirt the edge along the ocean, and then straight towards there. The problem that we have is that there is a Chaos Rig faction site there right next door, and obviously this is, after all, ice sheet, which means the temperature is terrible. Look at that, it goes from minus 49 to plus 5, so majority of the time it is freezing. So that is a problem there. What's that there as well? Is that just a bit of a rocky area? Oh yeah, it is, yeah. So no growing time, I'm guessing. It'll be no terrain. It'll be, yeah, growing period never. It's average temperature minus 22 degrees, and there's a 15-day startup sequence on that. So that's the long-term goal, I guess. Will we get there? Probably not. Almost certainly not. But you know, at least we now know where the ship is. So we're going to leave it there. Next episode, we'll go ahead and progress on. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.